Guys, it's Mo from Mo in the Deep End, and I was sent this clip by our lovely, lovely Gigi. And look, fair warning, there might be all of the cursey words in this clip, in this video, because some jackwagon with the honorific senator and or congressperson decides to talk down to a mother who lost their child to fentanyl. And I have no time for idiots in Congress who do nothing and are about as useful as tits on bowls talking down to someone. So I'm just giving you fair warning. I may drop a few colorful phrases, if you will, because I am about done with a Senate that does nothing, a a government that does nothing to protect people, talking down to parents and families and people that have actually experienced what happens because of their negligence, and then because they don't have a doctorate or don't maybe speak in the most grammatically correct way, or any of those type of things. They want to talk down to you because they believe because, you don't have maybe a doctorate, you don't come from an ivory tower, you know, it's amazing how lived experience is really important until it comes to something they give two shits about. So, yeah, I'm a little heated because the one thing you never, ever, ever do in my book is discount someone else's pain. I don't care who it is, but let's see. I'm sure this congressperson is going to make me all fired up. He's going to frost my flakes. He's going to burn my biscuits. He is going to make my grits stale and crusty. So let's go. I'm sure I will be really, really super-sided.
Goldman for 5 minutes questioning.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and I thank our witnesses for being here today, Ms. Nobles and Ms. Dunn. I just want to express my sincere condolences. I was a federal prosecutor for 10 years who charged people for gang-related and drug trafficking crimes. Unfortunately, this is not the first time I've had to interact with families of victims, and my heart goes out to you. And I want to apologize.
How many times did you fight for plea deals where you suspended sentences? How many times did you do that without talking to the victim's family? How many times did you not clearly explain to the victim's family how you couldn't charge things?
In some ways to you that you are here really to share your story, but you're being used as a fact witness for an impeachment investigation, and obviously, given what your experience has been, you don't have the background to understand what a high crime misdemeanor is and how it relates to this.
It's called dereliction of duty. The fact is had Mayorkas been on top of the border security, then maybe large, huge, humongous shipments of fentanyl and, trafficked humans and all sorts of criminal shenanigans would not have gotten over this border. And maybe her son wouldn't have gotten it through any number of hands that it had to go through chain of custody wise. As a former prosecutor, I figured you'd understand chain of custody, but I guess you're having a moment, sir.
And so I hope that you're handling that okay. One of the things.
Don't be a dick sandwich. Look, you are not really qualified with your background to be understanding what a crime and a misdemeanor is, but I am sorry for your loss, you dumb hillbilly.
Things that the chairman said at the beginning of his opening statement was that he wishes that Democrats would turn our sympathy into action, and quite ironically said thoughts and prayers are not enough. At first, I thought we were at a gun violence hearing where...
Screw you, sir. You know what? I am so... No. No, you know what? From the party that is quick to throw around and swing dead bodies of children as soon as anything happens, to hit every single one of your political opponents, don't you dare. Don't you dare, sir. You step on bodies that aren't even cold and then start picking them up and swinging them at your political opponents just to make a point. Don't you dare, sir. This is ridiculous. I cannot with you. Your smarmy douche face.
We were talking about the repeated thoughts and prayers of the 2 mass shootings that happen every day, but I do want to just go through.
Mass shootings include things like gang-related violence. That's what they have expanded mass shootings to include 3 or more people. Now, that includes nearly every weekend in Chicago. Every night in Chicago.
Through some of the actions, as the chairman pointed out, turn sympathy into action, because I assume, Ms. Dunn, you would agree, would you not, that it would help to stop the fentanyl trade and fentanyl trafficking from coming into this country if we had more law enforcement officers at the border and more resources and technology to stop the fentanyl from coming in? Do you agree?
No, what y'all want is more people to process the immigrants to get them out of the border area. That is not what America wants. A majority of people want a secure border. We want to, yes, fix the immigration system so that people that have actual amnesty issues, that they are seeking asylum, can be granted that in a timely manner. But there are people that are economic migrants that are coming over, and I get that, but we cannot take every single economic migrant that comes through, and you are conflating these two things, and you are being a dick cheese.
Agree with that?
I disagree with that because Border Patrol is now being used to make sandwiches and to screen people and let them into our country.
Okay, well,
Amen,
I disagree with
hallelujah.
So you're saying that you're saying that you're upset because the Border Patrol is not doing, is making sandwiches, I think you said. So you don't think it would be helpful to have more Border Patrol officers who are charged with stopping the fentanyl trade?
I would like the Border Patrol to be able to do the job that they were hired to do.
Well,
Every Border Patrol officer that I have spoken to has told me that their hands are tied by this administration and Mr. Mayorkas. I've been to the border, sir. Have you? Have you?
Have you been to the border, sir? Douche Magoo says, let's hear it. I'm listening.
Excuse me, I'm asking the question.
I'm just wondering.
And the problem with that is that
I'm guessing that's a no then. That is a no. That is a no on Douche Magoo having gone to the border.
in Congress, this Congress, we have interviewed 9 senior officials under DHS in a variety of different capacities.
A whole 9.
Every single one of them has said that it would be helpful to provide more resources at the border to stop the flow of fentanyl.
Okay, so 9 douche magoos under Mayorkas douche magoo have said that it would be really helpful if we had more people doing, processing to get these people, further inland into the country. Versus a woman who's actually talked to boots on ground and explaining that procedurally for, standard operating procedure, Border Patrol agents feel like their hands are tied. They cannot effectively do their jobs because standard operating procedures have changed and they are basically just babysitters. You completely missed the point. Did you even prosecute anyone? Did you even get a case through trial and get people into jail?
Coming in. And that is actually exactly what President Biden has done. In last year's budget, fiscal year 2023, the appropriations, It included 300 additional U.S. Border Patrol agents, which was the first increase since 2011. Included 125 more CBP officers, $70 million for non-intrusive inspection, and 200 House Republicans.
Again, this is conflation. These Border Patrol agents, this infusion of money is going to help process people. I can barely get through this clip. This man is going to give me an aneurysm with the dumb that he is dumbing right now. I don't like, he is not talking with the witness. He is not speaking with the witness. He is not asking her anything about her experience because in his mind, she is a non-entity. She shouldn't have been here because really, she doesn't matter. If we lose, Americans to fentanyl, we'll just bring more people in. I know this is close and personal to me because I lost someone to addiction, but to have the callow disregard to just talk ridiculous facts to someone who has experienced a loss like this is gross. And even if you feel no genuine sympathy, as a politician, optically, it looks very bad. It looks callous. It looks callow. It looks unfeeling. It looks elitist. It looks ivory tower. It looks like you don't care about regular Americans who are dealing with the fact that everyone knows someone who has lost someone to addiction, close, peripheral. We all know someone who has lost someone. So the fact that you are glossing over this to speak numbers at her, to really ignore her, to not listen to the fact that she has gone down to the border, ask her about what her experience was down there, the fact that you did not respond to the fact that she has been to the border and your non-response indicates to me a high probability that you haven't. Even if you cared not one single darn bit about her, optically, this does not look good.
Republicans, including every single Republican serving at the time who currently sits on this committee, voted against that bill. Under the Biden administration, the Department of Homeland Security has seized more fentanyl and arrested more criminals for fentanyl-related crimes in the last 2 years than in the previous 5 years combined. And
that's
even
not
in this
a
Congress,
flex. That's not a flex. Okay, we need the whiteboard of truth because the dumb is dumbing. Even I can girl math this out. Blood do. Happy little thing. Where's my blue pen? Alrighty. Now, okay, simple mathematics or simple statistical stuff and stuff. But if this is your, fentanyl catching thing and it's going up like this because well, dang it, that's too light. Let me get a darker pen. Ta-da! Oh, this is the wet erase. For the love of all that is holy. Okay, so your fentanyl catching is like this, going up. That is because at the same time, correlated to that, the amount of immigrants coming across the border is also up. They're directly related. How is this a flex if both things are going up from, lows? So if this is, where it used to be, and this is where it is now, this is not a flex. This is not, I am strong, man. There's a little bicep. That is not how this goes. This is not something to brag about. I don't know. even as a person that failed most math and mathingness and, you know, tries to convince Mr. Mo every time I want to buy something that quad pay means we're not actually paying the full price, it doesn't work. Note. This is not a flex. No flex. I need more dry erase pens. Dang it. I mean, does that make sense? Feel free to agree with or disagree with me in the comments. Look, this is more politically charged than I generally get into, but nothing makes me more pissed off than a professional lying jackwagon dillhole making fun of someone who is actually his boss. You know, we elected you, we can unelect you, and I firmly erect a middle finger salute in your general direction, sir. Sit and spin. But on yourself. Look, yourself. This is a self-love invitation. Don't come at me for nothing.
When we had the Department of Homeland Security appropriations markup, Mr. Correa offered an amendment that would provide more money and more resources for the border to stop the fentanyl trade, and every single Republican voted it down. But that's not it. Even with the supplemental request from the White House, they requested $1.2 billion to crack down on the trafficking of dangerous and lethal illicit drugs like fentanyl, including over $300 million for the most effective non-intrusive inspection systems. And of course, 90% of fentanyl comes through the ports of entry. So having those inspection systems
I'm not going to listen to him bloviate anymore. This is just him talking at her. And again, I've explained kind of how that bill, at least, look, regardless of how you look at it, if you believe that more people should be down there helping process, that is obviously not something that Republicans are going to be on board with. So the Democrats sent a poison bill to the Republicans, knowing that no Republican would vote on it and still have a seat next time they went up for re-election. So he basically took this time to not talk to a mother and ask her about any of her experience, not ask her about the fact that she went to the border, not ask her anything. He did a cursory, "I'm very sorry, but you're a hill jackwagon, and we don't really care about what you think." And I will never understand when we became so... There used to be blowback when you acted like this. There used to be, you know, when you made fun of, I don't know if anyone remembers when Joe Biden made fun of the mother who lost her sons because of fentanyl, and he was basically saying that was the other guy when that happened. Look, as a professional funny person who generally takes the mickey out of arrogant a-holes, I never make fun of people that are going through something. I've retracted stories, I've corrected stories when I find out that they're different and they're actually tragic and they're not funny. Humility is a thing we all need to learn. This mother may not have a degree. She might not be the witness that he wanted to have to back up his narrative, but she has more real-world experience, and I don't understand why her lived experience is not enough for you, sir, because lived experience seems to be the trade coin of every single person on TikTok, the internet, and everything else. My perception, my truth, my lived experience, but she comes to you with her lived experience and you want to talk at her. It's really annoying, it's really gross, and it's really sick. It's really sick. And to throw that thing out about the gun violence, meeting, again, from a party, from a group that doesn't even wait for the bodies to cool down before you are throwing them around trying to hit people and your political opponents and people who believe in the Second Amendment. You don't even wait. You don't even wait for the facts. And then when the facts don't go in your favor, you try to arrest people if we want to see the manifesto. So don't come at me with that, sir. And by the looks of it, by the sounds of it, you have not gone to the border. So congratulations to this mom. And I am so sorry for your loss. I know I can never put to words what you've gone through. And I can never understand that loss. And I don't know how you do it every day. And I hope one day we can put justice and stop the flow of this dangerous, ridiculous epidemic that doesn't need to be here, that's taking young people, old people, families, friends, moms, dads, sisters, and it shouldn't be a political thing. But y'all make it a political thing. I'm so damn tired of Congress. I could just spit and we could all just elect puppies. I'd be super happy. But I elect Fry to Congress. Any hoozle, that's my video. I know it's more of a ranty one, but I hate when people talk down to other people just because maybe they don't have the degree or what have you. The smartest people I ever have known haven't finished a bunch of school. The dumbest people I've ever known have finished a bunch of school. It's just, there's a difference between intelligence and wisdom, and I think we've seen it right here. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe and warm. And, if you're having a hard time, look, these past couple years have been a kick in the pants. Reach out to someone. If you've lost someone with fentanyl or, addiction, it's hard. It leaves a path of devastation. It's really hard, and I'm sorry for your loss. But try to keep hope. Hopefully we will keep fighting and we will get a more secure border. Bye, guys.